On to you, Pisces. So you have the Page of Cups, you have the King of Cups, the Four of Cups, the Emperor, the Fool, Six of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Judgment, and the Queen of Wands. So I'm only going to start to do about 4 videos at a time instead of 6. So again, you know, if you really want me to do those videos first, whatever the zodiac sign is, give me the most views. You know what I mean? Would really appreciate it if you did. So the Page of Wands, the King of Cups. Oh yeah, and also too, come get a reading from me so I can go ahead and keep the show going. Really appreciate it. But the Page of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Four of Cups for you Pisces. Okay, so this just kind of speaks to the Page of Cups, the King of Cups, how it is that you were once deluded into thinking that, you know, like I said before, a lot of people are your friends. A lot of people really had your best interest in mind, even when it came to you dating. And I understand that it is a little bit of a trip to know that the same people whom, you know, a lot of times you can tend to be laying down with happen to be the very same people that do everything they possibly can to betray you and to get on your nerves and to make sure that everything that they're doing is to try to destroy you, right? And undermine you and make sure that you don't really get anywhere in this world. I know it may seem cold. I know it may seem confusing at first, but the King of Cups and the Four of Cups represents you're learning how to navigate your way though around this thing, because a lot of you Pisces are starting to see and understand what it is. You know, and I talk to a lot of y'all off camera. Appreciate y'all, by the way, for reaching out. Appreciate all the people that I talk to, right? Regardless of whether it is that we bumped heads or not, right? If you've really showed me support, really appreciate you. But it can be a little bit of a mind trip, because the idea that the very same person, again, that you laying down with can be so envious against you, and it seems to have so much of a problem with you. You know, it almost seems like you have to ask yourself, well, what in the world is going on here? And the Four of Cups, you know, you may sometimes feel stupid because you're the one sometimes that's going up to these people, and then to come to find out those people are complete hacks, in the sense of they are a hack. They are a washed up has-been. These people have been lying, bold-faced the whole time, running games, but they put on such a good act. You know, they could be award-winning actors and actresses with the games that they play. And so, like I said, the Four of Cups, sometimes you Pisces may feel stupid, but it's not that you Pisces should honestly feel stupid. What it is that you got to understand is, and again, I'm starting to see other people catch on to this, is that that's the majority of what's out. Not saying that there's not great people. I never said that. But what I am saying is that that's the majority of what's out. That's the majority of what's out. So we're in a time right now where the Emperor, if you know that that's not you, regardless of whatever zodiac sign you are, Aries all the way through Pisces, you know you have to be thicker skinned enough to know that's not you. It's raining here, it's raining here heavy, but that's not you. You have to be thick-skinned enough to know that that's not you, and that's not the type of activity or action that you're coming with. You're not going to have to put on a fake face and run games with people if you know good and well that that's not you. The Fool represents how, since this is the case, right? The Fool is really about how you're in a situation where the Fool really, that's my cat. The Fool really is about how you're in a situation where you just have to remember to be lighthearted. The Fool is very much so a person that is lighthearted. The Fool is very much so a person that is able to adapt to change. And adaptation to change is the hardest thing, along with developing patience, that anyone can do. in any lifetime is learning how to be patient, right? Because patience is learning to see opportunities when it seems like other people are getting theirs before you. And adaptation to change, and me as a Virgo, I can sometimes still struggle with this too, even as a mutable person. It's the most strenuous thing in the world, along with patience, right? And then the Fool card says the same thing. It's the same advice to you, to be adaptable and to be patient, right? But that's easier said than done, because I know how difficult it is to have people try to do a bunch of goofy stuff, get on your nerves, and you may want to get back at them. But you have to learn to let it go. And I ain't even gonna lie. Putting your ego aside sometimes it will be easy, but putting your ego aside sometimes will be difficult. The Six of Pentacles now represents, but just remember that one of the best and fastest ways to find out if someone is being serious or not is if they're willing to put in any kind of energy or investment into you. If they're willing to share their resources, if they have any resources, if they're willing to share not just their money, but their worries, their past with you, for you to find out things about them that a lot of people don't know. The Three of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles represents, and if they're not really willing to do that, if it just seems like, everything to them is just based around partying, then it means that it's time for you to let them go. Because ultimately, all it is that they can really end up doing is just show you a good time. Party life. But they're not really around for a very long time. So the Judgment in the Queen of Wands is about how, so you have to be a very good judge of character. But the difficulties that you've dealt with, it is going to make you a very good judge of character in the first place. You will come out of this very much so a greater judge of character. The Queen of Wands represents, as a result, you're in a situation where, and don't let other people try to shame, insult, guilt, and have the need to be right in any of that crap, right? Any of that gobbledygook, right? All of that trying to shame you and trying to humiliate you. You have to understand that all of that is a part of the games, right? They want you to do something, right? They want you to do something. They want you to continue to play with them. So let's clarify some of the cards. But they want you, I'll say this, right? I'll go a step further. They want you to continue to play the game so that they can put you through this nonsense some more. They can play more games with you some more. But ultimately, it is for the better, because people who have this type of mindset, they are self-destructive. And people who have that type of mindset, they ultimately are doing it as a way to entice people to try to destroy them. And secretly, they're hoping for that. That's just the messed up mentality that they have. Doesn't necessarily mean that you should be the one to do it. But they ultimately will get destroyed, right, with the people who they do draw into and with them, that they call a loved one romantically. They want it to kind of go out like Romeo and Juliet. They want to go out like Romeo and Juliet. So anyway, let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Emperor. clarify the Emperor, we have the Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. The Page of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, this speaks to how people thought that they had you figured out like a book, right? But a lot of times people get spoiled because of what good things you Pisces do for people. I see it a lot. I'm a Pisces ascendant. Sister's a Pisces, mom's Pisces. Know plenty of Pisces people. Have Pisces associates. See it all the time. And the Page of Wands represents, and a lot of you Pisces don't usually, you Pisces with a good head on your shoulders, you don't usually end up allowing your patience to be run out. A lot of you tend to be very patient. It's just that you just have to develop that ability now to change. And luckily you are mutable water. So out of all the modalities, whether it's whether it's cardinal, fixed, or mutability, mutability is probably the better of the three total, right? It's probably the most powerful of the three as far as modality is concerned. Modality strictly, because the two most powerful signs happen to be Capricorn and Cancer crabs. But as far as the modality is concerned, it's mutability. And the thing about it is that because of that ability, because of your ability to adapt, very important, this is very important, listen up, because of your ability to adapt, the reason why you got this for the Emperor, and I did not hand select this myself, this showed up like this, is because of the fact that you have the ability to adapt. So you're able to move on while a lot of people would continue to play the game with any one of those people that you know from the past. But the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups is about what, since this is the case, the Eight of Pentacles represents you have an understanding of how far you're willing to go to try to get to know somebody. If they're trying to get you to jump through all of these hoops, and I genuinely see this myself. The last person, they know who they are, that I was I ain't gonna say talking to like that, but I ain't even gonna say go toe to toe with, but heart, I ain't even gonna say all that, hurt me or whatever the case may be. I truly understand this, and this is not a joke. I truly understand this, but it was for my own empowerment. And it's the same thing with you, Pisces, right? I'm just using myself as an example. Because when you understand when someone is trying to jump you through hoops and you refuse to jump through hoops, it's like, listen, take it or leave it. I'm trying to show you some real affection, some real love, but if you don't want it, then it is what it is. That's where the real power is, because if people don't really want that, if people don't really want to build with you, they're selling themselves short. It's not you. So let's clarify the Judgment, and let's get out of here. So to clarify the Judgment, oh, so warm, yo. Oh my gosh. So the Ten of Cups, the Hierophant, the Queen of Swords, the Five of Swords is so warm. That rain brought so much heat. The Ten of Cups, to clarify the Judgment, represent you and you alone have the final say-so as to how far you're willing to go to try to get to know somebody. As long as you have that limit, you'll be all right. And don't go over the limit. The Queen of Swords and the Five of Swords is about, but at the same time, allow people to reveal themselves to you by them being disrespectful. Their disrespect, their perceived disrespect, is coming from their own immaturity and their own delusion.